Hi guys, welcome back to Getting Juicy with Jerry. So today we have a special guest. Yay! So we have Orla Quinn.
Wait, let me just top up my wine glass.
So we're having a little drink in these really nice glasses.
Ella actually got me them for my birthday.
Yeah, thanks,
for
Ella.
My 18th. I can't remember where she got them from actually, but they're
They're
nice.
really nice.
Ella, let me know where you got them from so I can fucking tag
put them
in the comments.
Right, would you like to introduce yourself and like your age and stuff?
Okay, so hey guys, I'm Orla Quinn. I'm 18. I'm from Sheffield. This is my house. This is a lovely setup.
Yes.
Made by me.
Really lovely setup, thank you.
It's okay.
And a little balcony.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Should we talk about how we became friends?
Jerry, I seriously don't even know. I've known this girl for like 4 years?
Yeah. Oh, what the fuck is going on?
What's the record alarm?
Just when we start filming as well, are you actually having me on? Do you know? Oh my god, I've just remembered.
What?
We were talking earlier because we were like planning what we were gonna. What is that noise?
Listen, they can't hear it. It's just our voices.
So we were talking earlier about what we were going to speak about, and I said, because in a few of them, I've talked about how we like met or like where we've met, and we couldn't really think, but I actually do remember now.
Can you?
Yeah.
Go on. Tell me it isn't bad.
It was on House Party.
Oh, Jerry, don't.
No, it's not that. It's not that bad.
No, don't.
So we were.
Don't.
I remember you sent me a picture, and it was of this like. By the way, before I was blonde, I had like black hair.
Yeah.
I had like proper black hair, and you sent me this picture, and it was just a girl with black hair, and you just said, "Oh, this looks like you," and I was like, because I didn't know you, I didn't know who you were.
No way, I did
at
that.
all. And then it were really, really random. And then I remember we were.
Also, guys, can
party.
I just say, if it looks like I've got like pus building up in my toes, it actually isn't. It's just fluff. So just want to like pre-warn that. Yeah.
And then we were on House Party through like a friend of a friend.
Yeah.
And then that was the first time I knew who you were, I think.
Yeah.
And then I don't really know what after
House
that.
Party makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Because I was trying to think, how did I actually know who you were? I just thought you know how people just spawn in, and then you're like, oh, hi.
Hey, what's up?
And then we went to a party together, and I was throwing up because I was drunk. And then you were singing that, what were it?
Lean and Bop. Lean and Bop. I get that. I was holding her hair, and she was just like violently throwing up in the toilet, and I was like, you came up to me at the party, and you were like, listen, I'm going to throw up. I was like,
but why did I come up to you?
I don't know. But you were like, I'm going to throw up, and I was like, listen, I've got you. I've got you, let's go.
Because I think that is how we actually became friends.
Yeah,
you know?
that, when you were throwing, we bonded.
Because we had a proper laugh in the toilet.
Yeah, you were creasing.
Oh my god, I remember another thing that happened that night as well.
What?
This is quite funny. So it was the upstairs bathroom, and we were with a couple of people, and we were in the toilet, and I farted.
One sec, sorry. Hello? No, I'm sorry, I'm in the middle of a podcast right now. Do you want to say hi?
No, I'm alright.
Sorry about that, guys.
Carrying on. Yeah, so that happened, and then I remember I came downstairs and told everyone at the party that you farted.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. But I think you knew this because we were just laughing.
No, I didn't.
I didn't. But we were laughing about it the whole time.
Oh, it's so bad. My memory is actually awful. I do not remember you going around telling people that.
Yeah, my bad.
That's awful. Jerry.
Yeah, but no one remembers it. Do you know what has traumatised me from that party?
Go on.
Do you remember that one picture of me?
No.
Some of you will know what this picture is, and I don't want you to ever. I hope you've all deleted it from your camera rolls.
They won't.
Oh my god, it's so bad. It was like a group picture. There must have been about 7 of us in the picture. I don't think I was meant to be in the picture originally. And then I like walked past the camera see it's a picture, so I like look and make this face. I need to show you this picture later, but it's the worst picture. I don't even look like me. I'm making this face like my eyes are going that way. Oh my gosh, and I look so pale. It is awful. We had a girls' night at mine.
Yes.
Where we
just
met.
after Christmas.
But I wouldn't say we really bonded then, did we?
No.
It was just kind of a group thing.
I was on smoke that night.
You were, yeah.
Yeah.
It weren't great. It's fine now. Everything's fine now.
Yeah.
I don't think there were any backlash from it, though, were there?
Backlash
from it. I feel like you just had a mad one, and then everyone kind of forgot about it.
Yeah.
And
made a few cry. Made a few question life.
Yeah, I think I questioned life.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah.
It was just
it was
just one of those things where I was just going through some stuff and I was like bam 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 to every single one of them there. Yeah, sorry about that, guys.
Luckily though, it was the end of the night. It was like right at the end, and then after that happened, everyone left. We've been to a few parties together, but again, we didn't really.
I feel like with mine and yours friendship, right? We've just like we've not.
On the same wavelength with things.
We've not been like off and on with each other, but it's just like it's had like dips and like
but it's always
troughs.
There's been no beef and there's been no.
No, I've not had an argument with you.
It's kind of been a bit smoothie, and
smoothie.
Yeah, a bit smoothie, like wavy, but smoothie. And then we just got close.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
It kind of came out of nowhere. I think it was probably me adding you to my private story, because if you're on my private story, like, you will know I put anything and everything on there. Like, everyone on that story knows my entire life story, and especially those that has been on there since like day dot.
But I think it's good that you do that, because I think it makes you realise who's there for you, who pops up 100% and is like that, and
it's like
and also who will snake out your snore. Oh my gosh!
Are you drunk?
No,
I think I'm drunker than you, and I'm not messing up my words.
You've had like 2 glasses of prosecco.
Yeah, but I've like barely eaten. But I'm stuffed.
Yeah, but you had a sandwich like not long ago, didn't you?
Yeah.
Anyways,
I'm just a lightweight.
I just think having a private story is quite important,
especially as a girl.
Thing. Yeah,
especially as a girl. Like I put quite a few vlogs on there. Obviously, you do too.
Yeah, but I get scared. Sometimes I don't. I will film it and then I'll think, hold on a minute, are people gonna snake me out? And then I won't put it on.
See, that's the thing.
But it's nothing to do with who's on it, because I know everyone on my private story wouldn't snake me out. But it's just more of a gut thing. Yeah.
In
the past, I've been snaked out so many times by people that I wouldn't have expected, or just wouldn't have made sense for them to do that.
Yeah.
And then I think, even though we've all matured now and whatever,
there's some people that just haven't.
Yeah, and there's a little part of me that thinks, as much as I like this person, if they accidentally say the wrong thing to someone, I could, because even if I've not said anything bad, people will just take it and run with it.
Yeah.
And then be like, Jerry said this, Jerry's done this, why are you talking about me on your private story? Blah, blah, blah. Because I would be mad if somebody was talking about me on their
That
private
happened
story.
one time pretty recently with someone. Someone kind of interpreted it the wrong way. Someone said something, and then another person that like I'm not close with or not friends with kind of took it as I was chatting shit. But I was actually telling a broader story, and they were just involved with it, and I just brought up their name because they were there.
Yeah, because sometimes that can happen, and you know,
it's like Chinese whispers, isn't it? And it's just like you need to be careful, but at the same time, like me, like when I post something in the moment and I'm like emotional, like obviously you don't think.
Yeah, but I also think, especially with people like us, because I had like a situation not long ago, which weren't really beef. It was more like a bit of a weird thing.
Yeah.
And everyone was just saying to me, and I thought it myself, because I used to have such a big reaction to things when I was younger.
Yeah.
I used to flip at everyone, and I used to do stupid things, say stupid things. People still have that impression of me.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm not like that anymore. And people think, because I have such strong opinions on like girl code, friendship, loyalty, and if you go against that, I
think
go
it's
crazy.
especially like we are so like big on friendship loyalty because
and
of
people
how
try
big,
and test it, and people enjoy our reactions.
Yeah,
that's what I think
100%.
it is. And there are just some people in this world where people are just constantly out to get them.
Yeah.
And you've just got to think, especially with me doing this podcast, I'm never going to name anyone's names.
Yeah.
I can talk about a situation, but I know that I can't talk about this situation because I know that that person, even if I haven't mentioned their names and it's got nothing to do with them,
just like you
just get mad.
You just don't want to give people, not like content, but you just don't want to give them the airtime. Yeah, you just don't want to give them the airtime. And like, I
also think it's like, I've come to the realization that these moments, that like beef in the past or boy problems, all of that, I think I'm glad I had them.
Yeah,
because it shaped
100%.
you as a person.
Me too.
And now I know how to go around someone that's saying horrible things about me, or someone that's trying to make someone else like me.
Yeah,
it's made me realize and understand, well, if somebody came up to me and went, this person just said that about you, blah blah blah, and then I tried to fight my battle and went, well, they've done this, they said this, they're a horrible person, and tried to make that person not like them instead of them not liking me.
Yeah.
But if you know me, then you know that I am a nice person.
Yeah.
And if you don't know me, you think I'm a horrible person, then why would I? You
just don't know me. Like, yeah. I'm exactly the same. Like, I am such a nice person, and like, I will literally kill for my friends. Like, everyone, like, all my friends will know that I will literally kill for you, like, no matter what, and no matter what kind of like beef they get in.
Yeah.
I will always, always, always back my friends, like, literally till the day I die. But it's just like, that's the thing where I get like, so like, what the hell is going on, like when girls do that to me, because I'm like, I would never do that to you. I would never ever in a million years do that to you.
People are just like that.
I know, and like that's what just baffles me. And like obviously I'm like learning as I go.
Are you not glad that if these situations hadn't have happened, you would have still had those people in your lives, and now you've realised, oh, he is not meant to be in my life, because for whatever reason.
No, for sure. Like I'm glad that like these situations have like happened to me.
But I think this is my main thing, because you've like, it'll also make you realise who is there for you and who will now be loyal to you, because that was a problem with me. If I ever fell out with someone, a lot of the people around me didn't have my back.
Yeah.
And didn't stop being friends with someone. Obviously it depends on the extent.
Yeah.
Because if somebody is genuinely being vile to me, like vile
and
awful, and says the most horrible things about me, I don't really want my friends to be friends with them.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say
and
that.
And I completely get you. And it's like, it's not about turning around to your friends and saying that, because that almost comes across like controlling.
Yeah, you're
like,
not going to do that.
It's up to like your friends and like your close friends and your best friends to actually take that initiative and to turn around and be like, you know what, like she's or he has done that to Orla or Jerry. Like I'm not going to associate myself with that person. And you know, like I've got those like few people in my head where I turn around and I'm like, if you associate yourself with that person, I'm not friends with you because of what either they've done or they stand for.
But you're not gonna. This is what we were saying earlier. Like, you'd never say to them it's me or them.
Yeah.
But
it's just about that self-respect.
Just don't involve you.
It's about self-respect, and it's about turning around and being like, look, like in your head, like you're a close friend, but I don't respect what you've done. So hence, like I need to drop you now, or I need to kind of move on with my life and just accept the fact that you're obviously you want to carry on being.
I agree.
Friends with them, and like that's their initiative and that's their prerogative.
I just think my main thing is if somebody's done me dirty and I'm not friends with them, but you want to be friends with them, fine, but don't involve me in it.
Yeah.
If I'm having an argument with that person, don't get yourself involved in that argument.
Yeah.
Don't have a go at me for what they're on their side.
Yeah.
Don't just don't do anything unless if they're taking it too far and they are saying vile things to me. Then I want you to.
Sorry, I'm
have
just
a go.
laughing because like we're so loud that everyone can hear.
They're probably enjoying it.
Yeah,
Free
probably.
podcast.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Live podcast.
Live.
Imagine a
live.
live getting juicy with Jerry.
No,
I think that would be bad.
Don't
because
do that.
I think.
Don't do that.
Yeah, the editing is quite crucial.
Yeah.
With some stuff that
absolutely
gets said.
Like, imagine if, like, because obviously, well, I'm a bit tipsy now. If I name drop, then like that's it. I'm done. But yeah, no,
I've had like out any names.
I've had. They need to like upgrade. They need to upgrade technology to the point where, like, if like there's a name that's like said on a live, you can bleep it.
Yeah.
How good would that be?
Or like, you know, if there's a video where it has been bleeped, you can
unbleep.
Yeah. Imagine.
Anyways, as I was saying, like I've had multiple kind of conversations with friends that are still friends with people that I don't particularly like because of valid reasons. Like for me, I only don't like people if I've got a valid reason to not like them. And I kind of had that self-respect to turn around and be like, look, like I don't like them. You're still friends with them. Take that information and like kind of do what you want with that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
But I think a major thing with girl problems is boys.
Yeah. Oh my god.
It's
the way
I think it's a good thing though, because I've had a lot of fallouts to do with boys, but sometimes it's obviously to do with the boy.
Yeah.
But sometimes it isn't, because girls let's say if like your boyfriend cheats on you with a girl that's your mate, right?
That would obviously probably be my worst nightmare.
Awful on him.
Yeah.
But I personally,
you know how people say don't blame the girl? You know how people say don't blame the girl? Listen.
Yeah.
It is like, for me, it's certain portion the boy and a certain portion the girl.
Yeah.
Especially if you've got quite a public relationship.
If it's like a random girl that you don't know and didn't know, obviously not her fault. But if it's your
obviously
best
on
mate,
holiday. Maybe like random girls. Maybe like random girls on holiday, they won't know of me, but like people that I don't know live within like 20-mile radius of me, like I know you know who I am, sort of thing.
Yeah,
and
because I don't know,
just the audacity to even try it. Like, come on.
Because I've had situations where it's like the girl will try and just be weird with him.
No way.
And then I think
no way.
And then obviously I've fallen out with them. Okay, anyway, we're gonna move on from this topic.
Yeah.
We've talked a lot.
Honest to God, I could speak about this for hours. I can literally speak about this for
hours. I feel like
this
needs to be just a topic for an hour podcast.
Yeah.
Which you can do in the future.
I'm down for that.
But I was thinking doing, you know, people, not my interview ones, but like for you.
Yeah.
And like the ones I did with my college friends.
Yeah.
Is getting them on like every month.
Yeah.
As like a catch up.
Yeah.
And seeing what's changed.
Yeah.
And also seeing if people like if you go on this and then everyone's loving it.
Yeah.
And people like it, because that is kind of what I've got to do. I've got to work out what people are enjoying, what people want to listen to, what people want to hear. People love this, then they will love another one with you.
Yeah.
So in a month's
time, guys,
time,
listen. If you love it, I'll set this all up again. I'll do it again. I love this. Honestly, I love this.
You've been desperate to do this, haven't you? Should we talk? Oh, let's talk about the profile picture situation with James.
Oh yeah. So basically, on Jerry's So the profile picture that Jerry's got now is basically all of James's work.
So James does media, and I said to him, so I think I originally put on my story the original profile picture, which was that peach. Yeah. Remember that peach?
No.
Which a girl from my college, thank you, did it for me on the train, literally just a quick whatever.
Quick first draft.
But then I was just thinking, it's not, I liked it.
It's not getting juicy with Jerry.
I can get better.
Yeah.
And then I asked James, because he does media, and I think he said to me, I can give it a go. So I said to him, can you try and design something?
You were on FaceTime for ages, he told me.
Yeah, and we were discussing what I wanted, blah, blah, blah.
And then Jerry put a screenshot of James's thing on a story and was like, oh my god, like I'm in love with this. I saw it. I was like, the fuck? This is like the most average shit I've ever seen in my entire life. So I gave it a go, right? And obviously I know Jerry.
And obviously, like, you didn't say anything to me.
No, I just did it. I just did it. And obviously I'm like in the middle of my A-levels, I'm like revision procrastinating and whatnot. So I was like, yeah, I'll do it. Why not?
How long did it take you to do it?
Probably like 15 minutes, 20.
Oh, okay, not bad then.
No.
I was going to say, I felt bad because I was thinking if you spent like an hour on this then.
Maybe I did in total. But anyways.
Yikes.
Anyways, I took Jerry's personality as a whole and I was like, let's just put this into an entire logo. And obviously she's very pink, she's very extra, she's very out there. So I was like getting stars, I was getting like cherries and like this like special font which had like a special effect to it and like just making it really extra. And I sent it to her and I was like, you need to make it this, like I don't care, you need to make it this. And so obviously Jerry got back to me. She was like, I want the icon with the girl in the middle. And I was like,
with the head, with the blonde.
Yeah, with the blonde head, with the girl in the middle, with the mic, everything. I was like, look, listen, like, I'll sort it out. And she was like, I want it in the middle. I like your background. I like everything. Like, she told me like specifics about what she liked about my logo. And then she told me what she liked about James's. So I was like, let's merge it.
Yeah.
So then I merged it. And then she took James's new one because James made a new one based on mine. And
he also tried to merge it.
Yeah, but I took like 70% of mine and 30% of James's. And James's took 70% of his and 30% of mine. And she put it on a poll on her story. And like James won.
Do you know what it ended up being?
Oh, go on.
30 people voted for James's and I think it was 7 people voted for you.
I thought mine was so good.
Like, it was good.
I thought mine was so you though.
It was. Like there was
a lot going on.
The blonde head, I think
I made
me.
Yeah.
But the blonde head was too small on yours.
Why didn't you say that then?
I did. I said I like how James's blonde head is.
Yeah, and she liked the writing around the head.
If you put that blonde head in the middle,
which I did,
you wouldn't have had enough space for the other stuff to be there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I know, I get you.
And
like, I accept defeat. Like, I'm a very competitive person. I was really upset that James won over me. I was really upset that James won. Because I made this into a competition out of absolutely, literally nothing. Did. Like, Jerry literally didn't even ask me to do this. And I was like, look, I can do a way better job.
I appreciate you doing that, though.
No,
and I think it's good because a few people did it as well to start off with.
Yeah.
And obviously, I can't do that stuff.
Yeah.
I just can't.
Well,
so other people doing it is
it's only because I do quite a lot with work. And obviously I saw James work with camera and I was like, let me give this a go like before.
But I love the head because I think a big part of me is also my blonde hair.
Yeah.
And I literally
did you notice how I made your face more tanned and your hair more whiter? Oh, she didn't even notice it. What the fuck?
Yikes.
Anyways.
But I just love being blonde. I love being blonde. I tell everyone about how I love being blonde.
I know, you're like next to white.
I know.
It looks really
my
good
roots
though.
Done there. My roots are so
you
bad.
don't. No, you don't.
They're like black.
Mate, chill out because you're going to kill your hair.
Sorry. Anyways, I love being blonde. And I love watching films with blonde people in it. And I just love blonde people,
the fuck?
To be honest.
That's so niche.
I know. There aren't actually that many blonde people, though, in the world.
What bullshit are you on
I think about our world, though. Because I think everyone we know is in this weird, like, big circle.
Yeah,
I
kind of like that though. I
love it.
I like the fact that everyone knows each other, and like you guys that will be watching will obviously know us, like people that would have
part of the outer circle.
of the outer circle, and like we're all in this circle where it's like everyone knows everyone, and I love it.
I love it.
At 18th birthdays, like everyone just catches up with you, and like I see people that I only see.
All these 18th birthday almost have the exact same people in it.
Exactly, and that's what I love because I'm just like, oh yeah, let's have. Because
obviously everyone's got their group
catch up. Yeah.
Everyone's got their groups, and everyone's got like a weird best friend from a different group.
Yeah.
It
like
all
friend of a friend,
over.
and like
And like think about Leavers Day.
Oh,
that was insane.
That was insane.
The whole outer circle was there.
Yeah.
Apart from you left.
People are saying that I left because too many ops were there. I don't know what fucking ops you're on about, but I don't let ops ruin a day of mine. It was my brother's 16th birthday, and I needed to get 16. Home. So, and people were saying that I was tired as well. I was like, nah, I'm not tired.
Well,
at
you weren't tired
8:30.
when I saw you because you were like jumping about.
Yeah, no, I wasn't tired. It was just Carl's. It was just Carl's birthday. Shout out to Carl. He's not 18, 16, 18. Imagine. Oh my god.
Let's move on to you and what you're doing next year. A levels, because I don't do A levels.
Yeah, we know.
I've pretty much finished college now.
Listen, right, she has to do some next shitty coursework, and like, no offense to the BTEC people or the people that do coursework, but I'm sorry, but the work that you do is not equivalent to the 3 A levels. I literally did a PowerPoint on Frozen. Yeah, do you remember that? Yeah, I do, and I screenshotted it and put it on my story, and I was like, ain't no way this bitch is getting away with that. Ain't no way. My college, I'm very lucky, but you have to think: would you be able to put on a performance in front of loads of people? Get it filmed? Of course I would. Think about it. What, come on. Singing and acting? You're getting graded on your singing when you sound like a dying rat? Hold on a second. I was actually just about to burst into song here. Yeah, and then you just said that I don't sound like a dying rat. Fuck you. Oh, sorry. Thank you. I needed a bit of this. Anyways, tell us what you're doing. I'm currently doing all A levels, no BTECs, no CTECs, nothing. Politics, economics, and business. And let me tell you right now, I love it, but I also hate it. Like, I've got 9 exams, the most exams that you could get, and it is really intense. And honestly, year 12s, like, I feel for you, like, big time. Year 12s? Yeah, because they've got it all to come next year. Yeah. Oh my god. Just go to Capital College. Like, I'm in the middle of my A levels right now, and obviously I seem really chill, but actually in my head I just want to kill myself. Like, it's just awful. It's absolutely awful. It's just so hard. And obviously when I see Jerry making fucking I know, I feel bad though. Like, I actually feel bad because to be fair though, we have done a lot of work, but it's been spread out. Yeah. And obviously I've finished now. And like, I just feel bad because the thing is with coursework, it's spread over a long amount of time. Like, you might have a bad day and you say, oh yeah, no, like, I can't really do it that day. There's people still doing my coursework now at my college, and they've still got time to do it. Exactly, but for me, it's like, it's right into that one day, that one paper, those like, so say on Monday, I've got, what have I got? I've got economics, and then the day after I've got business, and then politics. I've got 3 exams in 2 days, and it's down to that particular 2 hours that I have to be on my absolute A game, and I have to give it my all in order to get the grades to get into uni. And like, to hear that like people are doing coursework and that like people can like put together something. A lot of colleges they still do have to do an exam though. Yeah, but no, it will be when like doing coursework. But it will be like a certain percent. Yeah. Coursework, and whereas then a certain percent. It's just the exam. It's just exams. Like, I've literally gone down the most traditional route possible. Yeah. And I honestly, sometimes I wish I didn't, sometimes I wish I do, but... Yeah, but I feel bad, though, because I'm doing nothing at the moment. I'm just, like, literally just living my life. And I don't think you should feel bad. I think you're quite smart for what you've done, and I think that... Yeah, and I think because you've gone with what... I thought you meant, like, literally smart. I was thinking... No, I'm saying you're smart for what you've done. Like, you've been smart in how you've gone about it. But that's because that's how I want my life to be. If I was doing what you wanted to do, obviously you would not. Is that you or me? What? My phone's there. Priya, why are you calling me? I'm in the middle of a podcast. She's gonna love that. Love you, Priya. Priya actually couldn't get her. She got banned from the library, didn't she? What a loser. We love you. Do you want to come and say hi? See? I know. How was golf? Cool. Anyways, let's carry on. So, my plan is for next year. Yeah, I forgot what we were talking about. I think I'm going to go to uni. Manu Met, aren't you? Yeah. Yeah. To do business management with the placement year. What grades do you have to get? BBB. And that's quite high. That's quite high for a non-Russell group. Yeah. But kind of over these like past few weeks, I've been kind of reconsidering, and like I just like, I don't know if I want to fully commit to uni. Have a gap year. No. No. If I'm you're not 100%, I'm sorry, but a gap year for me, I will go into this gap year, do either, obviously I'll work because I've like worked for the past like 3 years of my life. I'll never not work. But like for me,
yeah, but I just feel like if you're not 100% and you're not like
no, I know.
desperate to go, I don't think you should.
I've been applying for like apprenticeships and stuff. So it's just for me. I'm just like I'm applying for apprenticeships, and I think I've applied for a few jobs as well.
Yeah.
I'm waiting to hear back from all of them, but I want to kind of get all my ducks in a row, pretty much, and I just want to like evaluate over the summer of what I want to do.
Yeah, that's the thing. You've got loads of time to think.
And like I'm gonna do an internship as well over the summer because again, like I'm gonna.
I just think you've got to think, because if you are not 100% and you're like 50-50, and then you leave home, leave your mum, leave your family, go to a whole different city far away where you can't just go home in 10 minutes.
I will be living my best life in Manchester.
But it's going to be stressful though, isn't it? Like the initial point of actually doing it and your first day where you've got no friends or whatever, it is probably going to be stressful.
No, I've already got friends. Like
you've made your
I'm already friends with all the people in my accommodation, and my accommodation is quite big actually. We've got
it's like a James big as well, which is good.
I've got a big townhouse and it's 12 people, but it's still it's like still uni accom. But yeah, no, we've got like a big townhouse. It's still uni accommodation, and apparently it's just like. Apparently it's really lively there, you know.
What, where?
Where I'm staying.
I'm going to Manchester as well. I think it's going to be brilliant.
And in your gap year, if you do, and if I do end up going uni, you can stay with me. Yes, like I'm going to have so many sleepovers with people.
Yeah, me having a gap year, I'm going to be visiting everyone everywhere every weekend. And I'm so down to do that.
That's such a good thing.
Because I think me... I never want to lose contact with anyone.
Yeah.
And you know when people are like, "Oh, in 10 years you're not going to be friends with them," I'm convinced that I am going to be friends with them.
Yeah, but you need to have a reality check there.
Yeah, but I just think like
Jerry.
Yeah, it might happen, but if I know, oh well, like these are my best mates, I'm going to at least try.
Yeah, I mean, trying, yeah.
But also, you've got to think these people, like your parents, are like, oh, you're not going to be friends with me 10 years. They didn't have social media. They didn't have all that
I know.
stuff.
But, like, there's a handful of people that we will be going to, like, Australia? We'll be going to,
obviously.
You know, like, you're obviously going to...
Like, example, like, you're in Manchester, get a train there. I don't see why we would...
No,
you know what I mean?
I know. It's about.
But we would if we didn't put in any effort and we didn't do it.
It's about two-way effort. It's all about two-way effort.
Especially at this point in life.
Yeah, and we're all kind of deciding what we want to do, and it's like.
And especially when everyone moves to uni, because it's going to be a lot difficult to meet people.
Yeah.
A lot more difficult.
Yeah.
So Orla's gone for a wee, and I'm on my own. La 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 la. We're drinking Prosecco. Lovely weather today. Absolutely lovely weather. I was tanning like crazy today for like 4 hours. I've got tan lines. How brilliant is that? Okay, next topic. So how long ago was it? A month?
Probably about a month, yeah.
Month ago. Orla went skydiving.
Yeah,
Would you like to tell us about that experience?
Yeah, of course I can. We originally went about a year ago. And obviously, with the skydive, you can only do it when the weather's like a certain.
Because you were gonna go.
We tried about 3 times to go, and the weather was just all bad. Every single time we tried to go, and so obviously, we ended up going about a month ago. But the original time when we went about a year ago, kind of around this time, I went with my sisters, Cal, and my dad, and we turned around and we were just like. Well, my sister just said, Orla, do you want to do it? And I was like, yeah, why not? Like, let's just do it. And so, like, we were already there, so we signed the waiver, everything. We were waiting for about 4 hours to make sure that the weather was all right. And they basically just turned around and said, look, you can't do it. Like, weather's just not good enough. And so I was still signed up. Obviously, we paid for my dad to do it.
Was it expensive?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. But the thing is with it, It's the more times you do it, the cheaper it gets.
Oh.
Yeah. And so I could do it another time and it would be a little bit cheaper.
Oh,
And it just gets
okay.
cheaper and cheaper every single time. I don't know how many times you have to do it until it's free, probably about like 100. And so, yeah, I just like signed up to it immediately about a year ago because I think you have to be like 16, 17
Yeah, we're
to
gonna
do
say
it.
there must be an age.
Yeah, there's an age limit.
Yeah.
And Cal wasn't old enough to do it. So it was just me that was able to do it, and my sister just didn't want to do it because I don't know. So I agreed to do it. And then obviously we did it about a month ago. And I brought Abby, Cal and my dad, and I drove. And I remember it only just kicked in when I got all the gear on.
Yeah.
And
Because but I feel like the thought of it isn't actually that scary.
No, it's
Because
not.
I reckon I could probably do it tomorrow and I'd be fine. Whereas when you're actually there,
Yeah.
you might poo your pants.
I got the uniform on. We were waiting, and we were waiting about for 15 minutes, and we were getting like all the pictures in beforehand. And the van pulled up to pick us up, and I was like, don't know if I want to do this anymore. And I remember the van pulling up in front of me, and they were like, "Yeah, you need to get in," because there was a group of us, and there's an option to do 10,000 or 15,000 feet, and my dad was like, "I want to go for 15,000 feet," and I was like, "Yeah, all right, we'll do it." And it was only me and my dad in the van. And I remember we got in the van.
So did Abby just come to watch?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
She was like filming. There's a highlight on my Instagram where it's like me
Yeah, I
like
remember.
coming down.
It did look
She
really
filmed
cool.
that. Yeah. She filmed that. And yeah, so the van pulled up, and all the professionals, they like get in when people have like hired a plane to do it. And obviously we hired the plane to do it. And so like they'll just like tag along because there was only two of us that decided to do the 15,000 feet, so it was like a free one for them. Like the plane was going up anyway.
Yeah.
So I remember me and my dad were at the back.
Can you be a professional?
Yeah. There was a guy that was like 16, 17 that was doing, and the professionals do it by themselves, and they'll just like jump out this plane.
Yeah, but the people that you go with, they've got to be professionals because.
Yeah. And so we were at the back of the plane, and I remember. We took off, we started flying up, and we were about 1,000 feet up, and I said to my instructor, I was like, because you're like strapped literally against them, like I was like backed up against this guy, and I was like, are we almost there? And he was like, we've got about 15 minutes to go up in the air, about 1,000 feet up, and I was like, are you shitting me right now? He was like, no, like if we fall now, like you'll die.
50, that's quite a long time to.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like a 15-minute plane journey to go up in the air. And it was like literally the perfect day to do it. It must have been like.
Yeah, because it was sunny, weren't it?
It was like the second hottest day in the UK. And.
Were it cold when you went down?
No. Honestly,
I'm
not even gonna lie.
Obviously, all the air.
You don't even think about the coldness.
I feel like I would because I get cold really easily.
I'm telling you now, because basically, when you're setting off, you have to get outside the plane, and the instructor is the one still inside the plane. So there's like, we obviously went through like safety regulations or like what you need to do before you set off and stuff like that. And he turned around to me and he was like, okay, you need to get out of the plane, you need to get in the position. And it was like a banana. So it was like your head like needs to like tilt back and your legs need to tilt back as well. So you're like literally like you're like making a like curly curve.
What?
In
Facing the floor?
No. So basically,
before you jump off,
pretend the guy's behind me.
Right.
I'm putting my head back like this, and then I need to like tuck my legs back behind the plane. It was a position like you needed to like do it. And so I remember on the way up, the instructors turned around to me and they was like, are you or your dad going first? And I was like, my dad's going first. He's going first. Like, he needs to go first. I'm not going first. And so he went, and I was like, all right, see you later. And he went down so fast. And so basically with the 10,000...
I feel like with situations like that, you have to go first.
No.
Oh, okay. I would always go first, I think.
No. And so with the 10,000, you have 30 seconds free fall. But with the 15,000, you get a minute free fall. And so I remember being in that position, and I said to my instructor on the way up, I was like, if I start crying and if I start saying I can't do it, just jump anyway, because I have no control of when we go. And my instructor turned around and he was like, yeah, no problem, like, it's fine. So I was outside of the plane. I was literally outside of the plane, and I was like, okay, this is getting real. Like, I can literally see, like, the curvature of the earth right now. Like, I'm about to die. And he jumps, and I tell you now, my stomach went up to my mouth. And then when you get, like, when you kind of realise that you're just falling, I got up to about 120 miles an hour, and it was literal bliss. Like, it was amazing.
Really?
It was
I want to do
amazing.
it.
Like, it just, like, it just puts everything into perspective for you. And it wasn't really the best thing to do before A levels, because I was literally like, nothing fucking matters now. Like, what? I've just jumped out of a plane.
Yeah.
But, like, when you're falling, it was just like, it was literally just bliss. Like, I just didn't think about anything, and it was just amazing. I was just laughing the whole way down.
Oh.
And, like, we hired a cameraman as well. Obviously, I got the footage and whatnot. And yeah, but at the end, you had to land in a certain position, so you had to literally be like a right angle. You had to be a right angle, so like your body was up straight, and then your legs had to be like straight out like that. Because if you get it the wrong angle and you land on the wrong angle, you can break your legs. Like, it's deep. It's deep. Like, you can break your legs. And
I feel like that makes sense though.
Yeah. And, like, it's worse when there isn't any wind, which didn't make sense to me, because I would have thought if there was wind, then it would be worse. But actually, if there's wind, then it kind of breaks your fall a bit. But because there was literally no wind, it was just a sunny day, it was literally just, you really need to bring up your legs right now. So I was like bringing up my legs as much as I could. And then when we landed, my dad came up to me, like, we were running up to each other, giving us hugs. I got so emotional. Aww. And honestly, it was just like, it was the most amazing experience ever. And like, people say it's like, oh, it's only like once in a lifetime thing, but I'd so do it again. Really? I would so do it again, like a million times.
I feel like as a society we need to do more stuff like this.
Yeah.
Because I think I said this in my other podcast, you never know what's coming around the corner.
Literally.
Something horrible could happen tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got to think, would you be satisfied with your life if you died next week?
Yeah.
And skydiving, it's just great. I feel like everyone should do it. I'm going to do it at some point in my life.
You need to. Honestly, everyone...
Like, I want to go in a hot air balloon.
Jerry, that's not that deep.
No, but do you not think, every time I see a hot air balloon, I think that is on my bucket list. Another thing on my bucket list, I want to do a colour run.
What?
You know, when you go on a run and people chuck like paint on you.
That's sick.
Yeah. This is what I mean.
Do that with you.
You know, stuff that just doesn't really happen regularly.
Like, I'm such a spontaneous person. Like,
yeah.
Obviously, like, my friends...
It's the best way to be.
Yeah, my friends will know, especially you. Like, people on my private story... I keep rambling on about my private story, but I'll literally go on the most random side quests all the time. Like, I'm just doing the most random shit all the time. But it's like, it's so fun. And I just feel like everyone needs to be like that. And everyone just needs to...
I completely agree.
Just needs to just, like, let loose and just stop caring.
Because I was so bothered about doing this podcast, and I was like...
What's everyone gonna think?
What's everyone gonna
blah,
think?
Blah, blah. Yeah.
Is it gonna flop? Is it gonna be awful?
Yeah.
And then,
which it's not, by the way.
I know, I'm actually so happy.
Yeah.
I think
Can I just say, you doing this is literally, like, I could not pinpoint any other, like, around everyone I know, I could not pinpoint a person that is most perfect to, like, start a podcast and to do this. And honestly, I have so much respect for you. Like, I've said this before, but I have so much respect for you for starting this and for, like, just not caring what anyone thinks. And I think people care way too much.
They do.
People care way too much, and, like, they just, like, I just admire you so much for doing this. And, like, I honestly can't praise you enough, like, without, like, sticking my fucking fingers up your ass. Like, I genuinely do. And, like, me and my mum, like...
I just think, like... Do you know what? Doing this has actually been the best thing I've ever done in my life.
I know.
And I know that's... People might be thinking, oh, like, here she goes again, blah, blah, blah. But once I've finished it...
Yeah.
How happy I, like, feel.
Yeah.
Because we were filming one at college the other day. I think it was yesterday.
Yeah.
And... I was saying to Millie, my friend from college, I was like, I don't think anything in the world has ever made me so happy than doing this.
Stop.
And I don't, it's so weird.
That's
and
so
I just think
cute.
if I hadn't done this, I would I go to bed thinking about it. I wake up in the morning and I think about it.
I think about it for you.
Like I'm genuinely
I'm like, what can Jerry do?
No, but this is what I love as well.
I'm like, Jerry, listen, I've got a whole balcony, like, do it with me, I'll do it.
But the amount of support that I've got with it as well.
I know.
I remember I was speaking with Lola the other day.
I love Lola.
I love Lola.
I love Lola.
I know, she's so
such a fucking...
Shout out to Lola.
Shout out to Lola.
And we were speaking about it because obviously her mum's in Super Sisters. So we were maybe trying to sort out. It's like a band. You need to listen to it. It's like it's quite a legit, quite famous band.
Legit famous band.
Like a girl group.
All right, Lola.
Yeah, I know.
Shit, she got the genes.
Dark horse. Anyways, anyways, we were discussing that and maybe getting them on a podcast and stuff, which is sort of in the process.
Ooh,
and
we were just
to
come, guys.
I know, a little secret. And we were just talking about it, and she said to me, she was like, I can't stop thinking of ideas. I'm going to go home and I'm going to think about it.
Aww.
Which is what everyone's been like.
Yeah.
And it's been so good. And people have said to me, oh, can I come on? Like, I want to say this, I want to say this. And obviously you coming on.
Yeah.
Obviously, no offence, but you haven't done anything that's major.
Well, no, I know.
Yeah.
I'm just.
But I think that's good because it's
just my personality that carries this.
And I think I do have quite a few contacts. But you haven't done it. I do have a few contacts in the world. Yeah. But I don't have a million. Yeah. And if I'm going to keep up this podcast, and I love it when I'm talking to someone because you bounce off each other, especially with like you, because we can be quite similar and we can just talk forever. We just got big personalities. Whereas with interviews with people, it's slightly different. And obviously, I don't have 1,000 people that I can interview. So doing stuff like this is actually quite nice. And also... Yeah, it's just like, we're just having a chat, isn't it? It's just, we're having a chat with the camera there. And it's like, I'm holding a microphone. I didn't want to pin my microphone on my thingy. I just wanted to hold it, by the way. Which is alright. Yeah. Do what you want to do. Sometimes I like to go like this. Yeah. I can't really go like that with a microphone. No, I get that. Right, I'm going to ask Orla some questions to get your opinion. Okay. And just a little juicy. This is juicy. Juicy with Jerry. Right. I'm scared. What would you consider cheating and what not cheating? Give me examples. Like, would you consider a boy messaging somebody else that isn't his mate, but it's not like that cheating, but it's quite a long conversation? Are we in a relationship? Yeah. But like if you found your boyfriend was messaging a girl that you didn't know and wasn't his mate, and they were messaging all day, but it wasn't anything weird, would you consider that cheating? I don't know if I consider it like there's a very fine line between cheating and not cheating in my opinion, but I think if I ask him to see the conversations, then I'm like, well, like my mates told me that like you're having this whole conversation with this girl, like just show me. And then he like openly shows me and I can like scroll through and like, then that's fine. And if I see nothing like suspicious, then that's fine. Like for me, like my boyfriend's allowed to have girl mates. Yeah. Like that's just unrealistic. You know what I mean? Because as long as you don't cross the line with girl mates. But like if I would have a boyfriend, like they'd be the type of, like for me, if they were going to like suit me, like they'd be like an outgoing person with like a big like personality as well, and like they'd be mates with like all sorts, just like I am, and like I'd expect that because I'm friends with boys. So if like my mate were to turn around to me and say, you know, your boyfriend's had this huge conversation with this girl, and I'm like, well, can I see? And then they show me willingly, then I'm like, yeah, that's no problem. But if they're like, nah, you can't see, then I'm like, well, a bit weird. What the fuck? Okay. What are you doing? Next question. If you were chatting shit about a girl to her best friend, the girl's best friend, I would never do because that's a rookie mistake. Right, that's the thing. And then the best friend that you were speaking to told that girl,
Yeah.
and then she messaged you, what would you do? Would you be mad at the friend for telling her?
I'd.
Or would you say that's completely your fault?
Was the girl that I don't like best mate? Like I'm friends with her as well.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, obviously. Yeah, I think I would be mad. I don't know. I wouldn't make that mistake because I think sometimes I don't think before I speak, but sometimes I'm like,
Yeah.
if I say to this person,
or
who
if
do
you
they
said
know?
it when you were like drunk.
No, if I was drunk, I wouldn't be mad because it's like it's on me.
Okay.
It's on me, especially if I know that they're her best friend. It's on me, and I gotta take accountability for that. And you know, if I get like, if the girl that I don't like, if she brings it up to me and she's like, you said this, and this, like I'll own it. You know what I mean? You gotta own it. If you don't own it, then you're just like, what? Why are you chatting shit in the first place? You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna say
So
something, you need to back yourself in front of them, in front of whoever. If you're gonna say something, you need to stand by it, no matter who it is.
So if you found out that some really scary girl, like someone that like beats up people and is like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
If you found out that they were being horrid about you and were talking about you, would you confront them?
Yeah.
Or would you leave it? Yeah, even though there's a possibility of them like beating you up.
The thing is with me, right? I can have mature conversations, and if I don't like something someone's saying or I don't agree with what someone's saying about me, then I will confront them. And if I'm like, well, you're saying this isn't this about me, but there's no evidence to back that, and there's no reason for you to be saying this in the first place, that you don't have a problem with me, I don't know why you're chatting shit, then yeah, of course I'll confront them. Like, I don't care who you are and what kind of reputation you've got. Like, I've got that self-respect to turn around to someone and be like, well, what are you doing?
Yeah, you're not going to treat anyone different.
Yeah, like, I don't care what your past record is. I don't care if you've like given people black eyes. I don't care if you beat people up in fields, whatnot. Like, if you've been saying something and I don't agree with it, I will pull you up on it. And I think everyone needs to be a bit more like that. And I think like, it's just that self-respect.
It makes people at a higher power than some people. Whereas if everyone was like that, everyone would be equal.
Yeah.
Because I think
I don't know why it is, but it seems like in Sheffield it's like the girls or the boys that beat people up and that like and they get really physical. Yeah. They don't want to get in like kind of mishaps with them.
Whereas they are just people.
Yeah. And it's like,
and no
if you are willing to have an open and mature conversation and kind of like agree to disagree or like kind of get someone else's opinion on what you've done or a certain situation, like I'm open to do that. But if you are genuinely going to sit there and chat shit about me with no one, nothing, like no one to back you, no one to like, no evidence, nothing like that, then I'm going to be like, what the fuck are you on about? Like, what? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right.
Like, I don't care who you are.
Yeah. I agree. If you were on a night out with your best mate and she was just completely embarrassing herself, like like next level, as in being embarrassing with a boy, embarrassing herself, just do it, being an idiot, but not where it's like funny, as in like genuinely you're watching her and you're like, oh my god, what would you do?
Well, come on, like, is that even a question? Of course I'm going to turn around to them and be like, look, listen, like, what the fuck are you doing?
But there's some people that just leave him.
Yeah, but like, that's not a real friend. Like, I will take my best friend to the toilet and I'll turn around and be like, listen, I don't know what the fuck you're doing, but you need to sort yourself out. Like, I do that with you, I do that with, literally, it doesn't even have to be my best mate. Any of my friends, I'd turn around and be like, look, listen, like, the next morning you were going to regret this.
I just think that's always a good question to ask, because people will say the complete opposite to that.
Yeah, no, I don't think that they're real friends. And obviously I'm not like, I'm a confrontational person, but I'm also like, I'm real. Like, I keep it real. I'm not fake. And like, if I do think my best mate's saying something that's kind of out of pocket or like being a certain way with a boy that I don't think they should be or like whatever, then of course I'm going to say something. Like, what?
Here's another one. If your best friend cheated on a boyfriend, would you tell him?
See, that's tricky. That's tricky. That's so tricky.
Personally, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't?
No. But I think it depends on the situation, because if I thought in my head they need to break up, and they're both vile to each other and stuff, maybe I would. Or I'd say you need to tell him, but I wouldn't tell him.
I would.
Would you?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
What do you mean why? Well, me being cheated on myself.
Yeah. Yeah, but I've been cheated on as well, and I still wouldn't.
Yeah, but one of his best mates told me. I would have never found out if one of his best mates didn't tell me.
That's very true.
And like I have so much respect for him after that, and I would never say.
Are them two still friends?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But he doesn't know. He doesn't know who it is. No one knows, because he turned around. He said to me, "Do not tell a single soul that I've told you this," and I completely respect that. And like, I'd do the exact same. I really would.
Right.
Even if
that's valid.
even if it was my best mate, because I've been in that situation, and obviously you act on your experiences. Yeah. Even if it was my best mate, like I'd tell her. Yeah. I'd turn around and I'd say, "Look, you need to tell him."
I think it depends how.
You know what? I'd actually give her a time frame. I'd say if you haven't told him, if you haven't told him in like a week, 2 weeks, whatever, depending, because obviously it needs to be a time and situation when you tell them, because you can't exactly tell them when you're on a night out in town. But I would, and if she hadn't, then I would tell him. I would.
Right.
Yeah.
And what would you do if you witnessed your best mate cheating? Like, physically?
Well, of course I'd just pull her away, like.
Would you?
Yeah.
Because, again, there's some people that would just let her crack on.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't. No. Because, especially if you're drunk. I'd just be like,
silly mistakes.
You know how serious I can get, like, from that to that. Yeah. Listen, I don't know what you're doing, but you need to sort yourself out. You need to sort yourself out big time. Especially at this age.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I would.
I feel like everyone at the moment, I was speaking about this to my friends the other day from college, and I was saying, because we were talking about relationships and getting in relationships and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I think at the moment, us all being 18, we're all like not wanting a relationship, but trying to find the one we're going to marry.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean by that?
That's been quite like not a trend on TikTok, but I've seen quite a few people pick up on it.
Yeah.
The fact that people are marrying people that they're dating in their 20s.
Yeah. And like, because I think I'm like that. I don't want a relationship.
Yeah.
But I want to find my husband.
Yeah.
Like tomorrow.
I mean, with me.
This is what I mean. Like, if I want to go out and the next person I date, I want him to be my husband, but I don't want a relationship.
Yeah, that's just you. That's just you. Because, like, for me, I'll date to marry. I'll date to marry. But, like, because, like, I just don't see the point. And if it's going to be, like, a short-term thing, then it's like, oh, yeah, like, you know, if you're dating someone and they're about to go to university and, like, you know in your head that you're going to break up with them, it's like, what is the point? What the fuck are you doing? Yeah. Like, it's not like you're leading them on, but it is to a certain extent.
Another part of me thinks, so I was in this, like, situation not long ago, and, I started speaking to this guy in like September last year. No, not September, because that's when I got out of my other relationship. That would have been actually September. Okay, anyway, so I started speaking to this guy like last year, right? And but we were never anything serious. We were never nothing. And then we got to a point where we were like, right, what is this? Because we were speaking for like 6 months. And then he said to me...
Who is it? Okay.
And he said to me, he was like, I don't want a relationship. And I was like, why are you covering your head? He said to me, he was like, I don't want a relationship. God, no. And I was like, yeah, same, I don't want a relationship. And then I was thinking, hold on a minute. If we got together when we first started speaking, we would have had a year in a relationship.
Yeah.
But that's not...
That's another point, talking stages. How long do you think it is too far for a talking stage? Because personally, I think 3 months.
I agree with 3 months.
3 months.
However, it depends what you're looking for.
No.
Because now, I would have a talking stage for longer than 3 months. I'm that as well, actually.
Ain't no way.
I would have a talking stage for longer than 3 months. But I think if I'm wanting to settle down, I'll actually crack on. 3 months would be my point. But at the same time, I'll probably get attached to them and then just keep on with him until after 3 months. So I think it just depends on the person, depends how much I like them, what I want, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But I don't think I am dating to marry at the moment.
I get that, because I get that, like, people have got, like, different kind of...
But I also think I've got a bit of a wall up as well, because every boy that I've been with, it's always gone badly.
Yeah.
I've never been with anyone, but that wasn't like anything proper. Yeah, he never did anything bad.
Wow. That's quite impressive.
I know. Shout outs to you, even though you don't know who you are, but you probably do if you're listening.
Shout out.
Anyways, like, he's the only one that's never done me any wrong. So I think I've got a wall up now, because I'm almost waiting for, like,
something to happen. Yeah.
And I'm like, well, there's no point in me getting into a relationship, because they're probably going to do something stupid in a month.
Yeah.
Which they probably will. But that is just my mentality, where they actually might not, but they might. And I just think that they will.
It's just the what if.
Yeah, it's like that all men phrase kind of thing. You know, when everyone's like, all men do this, when they actually don't, but in your head they do.
Yeah, I get that. It's just so tricky.
Such a tricky life, being a girl.
I know.
We have periods, we give birth, we deal with boys. What else do we do? We have to dye our hair.
How many kids do you want?
I want like 8.
8 kids?
8 kids, yep.
You know, there was a point where I wanted 7. Now I want 4.
Really?
Yeah, I want 4.
I want a big family. I really want a big family. I love kids. I love kids a bit.
8 though. Your punani's gonna be like...
I'm not giving birth to them.
You're gonna adopt?
I might adopt, yep, or I'll have a surrogate.
No.
Because I'm not giving birth.
I can't.
I'm actually not.
What, you want that WAP? For your whole life?
What a weird thing to say. But yeah.
You want that WAP? Well, you know, when you give birth, it gets looser and looser every single time.
No, but I'm not really thinking about that. I'm thinking I can't go. I don't want to be pregnant.
Yeah, every single time I give
birth, I get
stitches down there.
If I get pregnant, if I get pregnant,
I can't believe I just said that.
If I get pregnant, I will end up being genuinely obese, because I will just say to myself, I'll just say to myself, you know what? I'm pregnant. I'm going to eat 5 takeaways tonight. I will. You know, when I'm on my period, I say to myself, right, I'm on my period. I'm going to eat a bit of chocolate.
I don't know why you just turned around and said, I'm genuinely going to be
obese. I am
going
to be obese when I get pregnant. I am. Because I'll use that as an excuse.
That is so funny.
To me eating 20 pizzas a day. It will happen, and I don't want that to happen. I don't want stretch marks on my belly. I don't want to be sagging in my belly.
No. There's oil to that. My mum will probably tag in the comments the oil to that, because there was amazing oil for stretch marks.
What is it? The bio
She put it
oil?
on me because she was scared that it was either Clarins or Clinique.
Anyways, we've ended on quite a random talking about stretch marks.
Yep. Mum, comment down in the comments what the stretch mark stuff is, because it works wonders for her.
And let us know if you want to see Orla again. Which, if you don't,
or if you don't
really care.
If you don't, I will probably take it personally. But message me privately if you don't want to see me again, so I can just violate you privately instead of public comments. Because if you know me, if you're going to violate me publicly, I will respond. I will respond.
Anyways, on that note, thank you so much for joining and doing this setup. It's actually so cute. And we'll definitely have to do it again.
Yeah, even if people don't want it, I think we should just do it again.
I quite enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it.
Pound it. Right, can we say bye now? What in the Baymarks? What in the Baymarks?
Anyways, we hope you have enjoyed this little podcast. It's probably about 5 hours long,
but it's good that it's 5 because we just had a conversation. That's all we've had. We just had a conversation. If people don't like it, then you know what? I don't like you.
And this is going to be I'll put snippets on TikTok. It'll be on YouTube, Spotify,
Hell yeah.
Instagram, everything. So prepare for it to be blasted in your faces.
And by me as well.
Yeah.
And by me as if it's cleverly edited and I haven't said any stupid
Well, I
shit.
won't push it that far to cleverly edited, but I'll try my best. Yeah, that's everything. Thank you.
Oh my god, there's ducks in my garden, Jerry. I wish you guys could see.
No, there's actually no way.
There's a female and there's a male.
I'm gonna have to show them.
These are the ducks in my garden.
There's a duck right there.
Anyways, thank you so much, Jerry, for having me.
Thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Bye, guys. Mic drop.
Mic drop. Wait, let me do. Bye, guys.